Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. And if you watched my last short video about the posters, um, I said I was going to make a video shortly, and a long overdue short, or not long short, but a long overdue video ranking of the Prince of Darkness, who I also think Alice Cooper is because he wrote the fucking song and he appeared in the movie, but more famously known as the Prince of Darkness, the mighty Ozzy Osbourne. Uh, I think he's done. I mean, hell, he can't even tour anymore, and they're making jokes about him touring in a wheelchair and all this shit. So I think it's good. I mean, he might be able to do a new album. Hell, when Ordinary Man came out, thought that was the end. But 13 albums here. We'll count them down. My opinion, I'm sure, is going to be different than everybody else's. If you watch my Megadeth video, you could fucking tell why. But I warned people my ranking was going to be a lot lower, or not lower, but different than most. So I couldn't find my damn Speak of the Devil shirt. I have it somewhere, but rat will suffice. So let's get it started. Now, the first album is the only Ozzy album that's a piece of shit in my opinion, and that includes the cover album. And I always have covers last, but this fucking album is so bad to me, and it's overproduced. Gus G is basically a mini Zakk Wylde, but even, I don't know, he just doesn't stand out. I have one of the Fire Wind albums, and he stands out on that album, but with Ozzy, it just didn't work. And that's 2010, I think. Yeah, 2010 Scream. And there's not really anything on this album that's like must have or must hear. Life Won't Wait, the second single, I think, it's a pretty decent song about, get your ass in gear, start living life. And then Time is another similar subject. It's another ballad. It's pretty good. Let Me Hear You Scream is the typical Ozzy song that he releases lately in his career, like I Don't Want to Stop. What's the other one? Straight to Hell from the one previous to this. It's okay. You hear it at sporting events, nothing major, but the production sucks. It's overproduced, and I just don't really like the album. That's 13. 12, nothing much to say about it other than it's the covers album. Mississippi Queen you still hear sometimes at sporting events too. It's actually an awesome cover. Best song on the album in my opinion. The John Lennon cover In My Life that he did a video for was pretty sweet too. Jerry Cantrell plays guitar on this, and I listened to it a couple times when it came out. It sucks because it's a covers album. I wouldn't say it sucks because it just sucks, but I don't like covers albums, like I said. So that's 12. 11. Here's one that just totally went and came, and that's Down to Earth. I don't think it's on vinyl officially. They have a bunch of unofficial releases. Dreamer is one of my favorite songs. It's a great song. The rest of the album, Gets Me Through was the other single. It's a pretty good rocking song. Dun, 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 dun. Like the guitar riff in it. If there's any other ones on here that's even decent, let's see, that I remember. That I Never Had is okay. I'm Running Out of Time. It's not too bad. To the Junkie. They're all average songs, really. But, it's known for the two songs, especially Dreamer. And I can't get rid of this damn glare. So that's 11. It's, okay at best album. Next up is this, the 10 is the one he did before his newest album. That's Ordinary Man. Fucking glare, man. I can't get rid of this glare, but I'll try. And fucking Andrew Watt. All I need to say is rap sucks. I hate rap, and his guitar playing is by far the worst that Ozzy's ever had. That said, there's a few decent songs. I already mentioned Straight to Hell, All My Life, and Goodbye. Not too bad. They're kind of like a Black Sabbath-esque type ballad. Ordinary Man's one of my favorite songs he done. People joke about Elton John, but it's a really good song about his life, and you don't want to die an ordinary man, which that happened a long time ago because the life he led, holy shit. And Scary Little Green Men is another really cool song. And Under the Graveyard was okay, but like I said, Andrew Watt fucking sucks, and it was shitty guitar solo and sound and everything else. The lyrics are cool. But that's Ordinary Man, number 10. I'm going to try to fix this fucking light if I can. Turn it off. That might be better. That's the sunlight. I can't really block it out too well because I have the windows here. Number 9. Another one I didn't care for too much, and that's... Shit. The sunlight's so bad, and that's Osmosis. See You on the Other Side's a gem. Great fucking song, one of his best ones. Perry Mason, the other single, and I Just Want You, the other single. I Just Want You. They're okay. Other than that, Old LA Tonight's another cool ballad he wrote that's highly underrated. Ozzy is like the Scorpions. He can write a fucking great ballad. He might not be known as, you know, a ballad guy all the time, but man, his ballads are usually always the best albums, or songs on his albums are one of them. But there's a lot of May songs on here. Thunder Underground, Tomorrow, Denial, My Little Man. I think it was written by Jack. It's okay of an album, but yeah, it was a big step down from No More Tears in my opinion. Shit, see, I'm trying to fix this glare. Can't fucking do it. It's too bright. Guess that'll have to do. Next up at 8 is one most people have at the bottom or close to it, and I always liked it a little bit, and that's Black Rain. Man, this fucking glare is so bad. Try to move it over a little bit. No, that's even worse. Shit. There's nothing I can really do, sorry. That's Black Rain. And Black Rain doesn't have any like essential Ozzy Osbourne classics, but it's a pretty well written. See, it looks good there, but might have to get like that. Not Going Away, so it's not too bad. I already mentioned I Don't Want to Stop. The title track's pretty decent. The Black Rain is Falling. Had that cool opening guitar riff. Contaminating the sky. Lay Your Word on Me, great ballad. Really underrated. Almighty Dollar. God bless the almighty dollar. Da, 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 da. That's by far the best song on the album. A great guitar riff. In truth, because I'm poor, I'm broke. I live at home, so that's how I collect all this shit. Money is all that matters anymore. You have to sell your soul to get fucking money. It's bullshit. Here For You is another underappreciated ballad. Countdown Begun. It's not too bad. It's a solid album. I'm going to start doing it this way. But a lot of people hated it. I don't know why. There's no standout tracks really, but it's a solid album. A lot of good complimentary songs on it. So that was 8. 7. This is going to be low for most people, but of the classic Ozzy, it's definitely my least favorite. And that's No Rest for the Wicked. Thought I'd give some cassettes some loving. Miracle Man, it's pretty decent single. Crazy Babies, Wanna Say Die. It's okay. It's kind of cheesy. My favorite off this album is definitely Bloodbath in Paradise. That's the highlight for me. Fire in the Sky is pretty good. And Breaking All the Rules is another great track. Dun, 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 dun. It has that great guitar riff. The first was Zakk Wylde. I think he was like 19 at the time. It's a solid album. It's kind of like the Motley Crue video I did with the Theater of Pain. Where there's not like a big famous song other than like one or maybe two on it. But it's a good complimentary album, sort of like Black Rain, but it's a little bit better written. 6 is his farewell, hopefully. I hope he just, doesn't make any more. He doesn't need to prove it anymore. And it kicked my ass. It surprised me. And I also have the cassette of this. I got it when it came out. And that's page number 9. And a good thing about this, aside from the last few songs, is the Peckerhead Andrew Watt was pushed to the background. So it's not consistent in terms of sound because it had as a famous person on each song, like Mike McCready or Eric Clapton, Tony Iommi, whoever, and Zakk Wylde. So I do like the few at the end, a couple at the end he did play on. Dead and Gone and God Only Knows are both really good songs, but I think it's a lot better than Ordinary Man because the songs are better, and you could tell that musicianship is so much fucking better than that Peckerhead. So the highlights are the title track for me. No Escape from Now is my favorite song because it reminds me of a Black Sabbath song from the 70s. It has that doomy sound, perfect sound, and it has the great Tony Iommi solo. And Degradation Rules is not too bad either. It's more bluesy, more like the kind of like maybe Something that might be on Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. Mr. Darkness, about depression and how I feel personally a lot, is another highlight with Zach Wilde. So it's just a solid fucking album. It's one of my favorites of the year, last year. So that was number 6. And the top 5 are by far will never... I mean, it might rearrange maybe one of these days, but these are easily the top 5. First up is Ultimate Sin. And what can I say about this? Killer of Giants, threatens us all. Fucking amazing song. Shot in the Dark, classic. The Ultimate Sin, the great drum. Boom, 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 boom. Secret Loser, which was in, I think it was The Wraith, a great fucking movie, great soundtrack. I'm a secret loser, a fool like you. At the end, not the right track listing on the back. I hate when they fucking do that. But Ultimate Sin is his most underrated album, in my opinion. I don't know. I think it was Phil Suzanne that was suing Ozzy for a lot of shit. I think it was him, or was it? I knew it was a bass player, but he stopped playing these songs live. I don't know. There was a legal issue for it, and it was never reissued and all that. People who would watch it, this would fucking know, but I'm not sure the real reason. But this album deserves more attention, deserves more playtime for sure. Next up is everybody's favorite, except for mine, almost all lists, and that'd be Diary of a Madman. This album, the first half's amazing. The second half kind of suffers a little bit, and I just prefer the first one with Randy, which is, Blizzard of Oz. But the first half, over the mountain, and then flying high again. You can't kill rock and roll. America can, because they don't like it anymore. It's not here to stay. Only in Europe. Believer is probably my favorite song on the album. I'm a believer, I ain't no deceiver. Mountains move before my eyes. Great fucking song. The second half, though, kind of falters. Tonight and Diary of a Madman are the only two I like on the album on the side, really. And Diary is a slow burning song. Sometimes I have to be in the mood to listen to it, but this album I think showcases that Randy's playing more than the first album, but I just don't like the songs as much as the first album. And I know everybody's favorite. I'm just going to keep moving over to get a fucking good picture of it. Everybody's favorite. Every list I see, this is usually number 1, but it's a solid fucking classic album. Number 3, one that might not rank as high as most people's list, and that's the first with Jake E. Lee, and that's Bark at the Moon. The title track, everybody knows. You're No Different, starts out real slow, great ballad. I'm just a rock and roll rebel, great fucking guitar riff. Dun, 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 dun. Great guitar. So Tired, a great ballad. Yeah, it used to be on YouTube. I can't find. I am so tired, and I just can't wait around for you. And it finishes with Waiting for Darkness, which is a very fucking underrated song that deserves more attention also. I'm waiting for darkness. It's just a great album. I don't think a lot of people have it in the top 3, but that's where I have it. So that's Bark the Moon 3. And 2, this is my first exposure in terms of a full-length album, being in my late 30s. It's not my first Ozzy album I heard, but it's the first one I listened to fully and I bought. And it's never as high on anybody else's list either, and that's No More Tears. And, Zach is just amazing on this album. Mr. Tinker Train, and I Don't Want to Change the World. Of course, Mama, I'm Coming Home. Title track. Hellraiser. I think the Motorhead version came first. Time After Time, a great ballad. And, of course, the song I dedicate to myself most of the time with my depression battles. And The Road to Nowhere Leads to Me. And I was pumped when he played that song live. So just trying to get this fucking glare out of the way. I can't do much about it. But this album, to me, is a masterpiece. And his last great album. I did like 13 quite a good bit, more than most people. But Ozzy's last great album, with Sabbath or without Sabbath, No More Tears. And last but not least, Blizzard of Oz, the debut. This is the reissue. I have the original over there. I just grabbed this one first. And, you know, Crazy Train, I don't know. Goodbye to Romance, still my favorite Ozzy song ever. Suicide Solution. Wine is fine, but whiskey's quicker. Great fucking song. It generated controversy, of course. Mr. Crowley, the intro, piano intro is fucking awesome. About Aleister Crowley. Revelation of Mother Earth is definitely a very underrated song. And D, the instrumental by the great Randy Rhoads. This is the perfect, one of my favorite debut albums ever, up there with Appetite, Van Halen, Boston. This one, it's so great. It's always like not first. Like I said, usually people put it, I don't know, anywhere like 2, 3, 4, 5. But it's always been my favorite. Has my favorite Ozzy song on it, and it's just, I don't know, something about it. So that's my Ozzy list. Let me know your ranking, or what's your favorite Ozzy album, or most underrated. Put that down, because nobody ever says that. Most underrated Ozzy album, most hated Ozzy album. So what your favorite era of Ozzy is. Anyway, so as always, I kind of went through this really quick because I didn't want to keep talking like I normally do. So I'll put another video in the end here, and thank you all for watching and keeping my channel alive. I mean, I'm not growing very well. I try to promote it, but it doesn't work very often. So thanks to all my loyal viewers, and rock on. See you soon.